Hey guys, HW back in the city for another vid. It's Friday and I'm standing in number 1 Martin Place, or the foyer of 1 Martin Place. The weather in Sydney today, it's only going to get up to 17 degrees Celsius and it's patchy rain coming in off the coast. But the sun has been popping out, so hopefully these rain clouds get past quickly and we can have a good skirt around. I bought myself a little clip for the GoPro, and it allows me to clip the GoPro onto my backpack. So hopefully in a minute we'll take a skirt down George Street on the way to get a nectar, and hopefully the punters don't notice the camera as much and maybe act a bit more natural. But we'll see how we go. And I'll have a chat to you along the way as well. Well, let's see how we go with this clip. I'm not liking it already. It's bouncing all over the place. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put the tripod back on. Screw this. Take 2. There's the punters scurry in and out of the rain. Oh, that's a delightful sound. Yeah, it's probably got its moments, that clip, but I found it quite frustrating, just that short amount of time that I had it clipped onto the bag, because it just lacks the ability to control what's going on. So tight to my chest, and I can't see the stats on the camera, can't see the display. Looks like we've hit a patch of rain now, unfortunately. But all the various shop awnings should give us a bit of a reprieve. Might be an idea to go down King Street there and use those shop awnings to get through the rain. Might have to change my plans a bit. So that woman was going to walk over the top of me for a second. I don't know what she was doing. There's some of the news in Old Sydney town over the past few weeks and month is the police have been doing a big crackdown on electric bikes, e-bikes. They've been pinging everybody for having bikes that are too powerful. If you didn't know, in New South Wales, you're only permitted to have a bike that can hit a max of 25 kilometres an hour, which when compared to the rest of the world is quite low. And yeah, they've been going hard. They've been doing it in the city and the most recently in the northern beaches. And some of the footage I've seen on the news, they're like ripping kids off their bikes and telling them they're illegal, handing out fines. They're going real hard on it. Not sure why, but they are. Now there's thousands and thousands of e-bikes in Sydney. I don't know how this crackdown's going to have much effect on them, because as you know, people modify them after they've purchased them. So unless they somehow manage to get the manufacturers to stop putting those Just wait for that noisy motorcycle to go past. So yeah, unless they talk to the manufacturers and get them to take away those bypasses, I don't see it doing much. And I'll just put my opinion out there now, is I'd like to see more of them. I think they're good. And I think they're good for the kids. You might teach them the road rules and teach them to be a bit more courteous with people on the footpaths. If you take their ability to ride around on their bikes, then what do you want them to do? You want them to sit inside playing video games all day and eating junk food? I think it's good to get them out and about. So not a big fan of that nanny state approach to the e-bikes at the moment. I'm trying to slowly make my way towards a coffee shop that I spied in a video long past. I think it was long past, at least a few weeks anyway, that I want to try out. School holidays are coming to a close into this weekend. People are starting to make their way back to Old Sydney Town. My mate's just got back from Bali. He's been in Bali for a couple of weeks. And he was sending me text message this morning cursing about the weather that he's come back to. That little dipsy doodle turn there because I was trying to maintain my line down that strip that wasn't getting rain. Playing at the State Theatre. 10cc, the ultimate greatest hits tour. It's a nice looking joint, that Parlour Cafe and Restaurant, isn't it? Alright, let's use the awning of the beautiful Queen Victoria building to make our way down George Street. So there's a few people living rough along this section of George Street. Geez, there's quite a few people actually. That's disgusting, really. Country like Australia, so resource rich, so relatively wealthy, able to export so much of the stuff gets exported out of the country. We should be like, we should really be like someone like Qatar, where all the social services are free. Everyone's taken care of. Because we don't just have gas, we've got iron ore, coal, just about any uranium, any resource you can think of we've got. And unfortunately, the people of Australia seem to only get a few jobs out of it, when we should be reaping the benefits of it. I didn't fancy much getting wet, so I'm going to use the bowels of Town Hall to get over closer to this coffee shop. Yeah, what I was banging on about the resource-rich land that we live in, and how the people don't get much benefit out of it. You don't have to be a detective to find out why. Just have a look at who owns the big companies that are mining Australia. And what you'll find is that they're the big hedge funds and big investment firms, mostly overseas. Can you believe that? They're not even Australian. Some of them may have started out in Australia originally, but they're not Australian owned anymore. It's truly disgusting, it makes me so angry. And you think about, not that long ago, in Sydney in Australia, you could go to the doctors and there was no out-of-pocket expense. That's pretty much gone now. You have to, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, finding a medical centre that'll bulk bill you these days. You mostly got to reach into your wallet now to see a doctor. And that was something that Australia prided itself on once with our Medicare system. But not anymore, folks. But unfortunately, most people just stand with their mouth open, and their opinion is, oh, as long as I can get my packet of fags tomorrow, or get my apple Danish and my coffee, everything's good. That's enough of my rants for now. Let's find I think I need a coffee. I think that's what the problem is. Oh, why do they do this to me? They keep bloody putting up new coffee shops. Here's another one, look. Oh no, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Oh, they're operating on both sides now. So that's the coffee shop I want to go to, Eccentric. But I was thinking about going to the one just around the corner. So maybe they've moved locations. Let's go and have a look. I'm not keen on that one. It's got loud music. So obviously operating off the back of the hotel here. Or maybe the hotel's renting some space out to them, I don't know. But this is the one I wanted to go to just here. Have a little pan around first. Dan Shen House. All the times I've walked past here and I've never looked up at the logo on the building. So it's called Dan Shen House. Have to check to see if there's any history on that joint. So let's get a nectar. Those tradies are gone now. They were giving me the evil eye, coming towards them with the camera. Hey, remember this shot when I walked past? Let's get a nectar. Oh, you got a flat white? Yeah, takeaway. Oh, look, they've got a little heater out here for me. Might sit down to it where these tradies were to have it. And then we'll watch the goings on down Kent Street. Oh, the flat white has arrived. Look at that, they give me a cheeky little brownie there. Or a cheeky little chunk of brownie. I don't know whether to consume it midstream, after the first sip, or a bit now and then coffee. Let's give it a go. Oh, it's good. Delicious, in fact. I've got no really to put it, so I'm going to have to eat it all before I sip the coffee, or maybe I can hold my finger on it. What a delicious combination. Now I've probably got chocolate on my nose, do I? I got chocolate on my nose. I could be a little bit more comfortable if I'm under this little umbrella with the heater, but the rain can still get to my feet. So what else is happening as we take a look along Kent Street and watch all the tradies dragging their materials into the various work sites? It was my birthday recently, and geez, did I get some booty this year. I got a pair of Crocs. I might show you what I've got at the end of the vid, but I'll tell you now as well. I got a pair of Crocs, which I've been dying to get for ages, because because I've been watching other YouTubers how they wear Crocs around, and it makes it quite easy to get through the immigration lines when you have to take your shoes off, especially in the US. So I wanted those. What else? I obviously got the clip for the GoPro, which I bought myself. I bought a little hard disk to make some backups of my vids. I got, this is the best bit, I got 2 new San Francisco 49ers hats. Can't wait for the NFL to start. My team in the rugby league, the South Sydney Rabbitohs, are going terrible, and we just keep on getting absolutely destroyed by injuries. Our champion Australian rep fullback Latrell Mitchell is injured again, so that's going to make it very difficult for the team now to win games for the rest of the year. So I've got to turn my attention to something else, and the Giants in the baseball aren't going that great, and my mate in San Diego was right. No one's beating the Dodgers, so I'm losing interest in that fast. So I'm looking forward to the Niners getting back on the field, and it's not long away. The preseason starts on the first week of August. I think we've got a game against the Broncos, I think. But let me finish the rest of this nectar and we'll get back on the walk. Oh, battery change achieved. Kept walking again down Kent Street. I think I'm going to take Kent Street down to Liverpool, chuck a left, and then head up the guts of George Street on the way out. But I satisfied my curiosity around that coffee shop Eccentric. It was a true delight, because you know why? They were serving Campos beans, which is one of my favourite roasters. Speaking of coffee, the reason why I got the portable hard disk for myself is I'm trying to pull together a copy of all of my coffees that I've had over the last few years and whack them all together in one film. And it's a painstaking process, let me tell you. Five-star kebab over there is getting ready for the lunchtime crowd. About 20 past 10 in the morning now. People coming in and out of World Square over there. Tell you what, my eyesight is shocking lately. In preparations at the moment for a getaway, a tropical getaway towards the well, I was about to say towards the end of the year, but it's only a few months away now. I was going through the process of putting the final touches together, and it was very stressful, let me tell you. And I kept making mistakes on the forms that I was filling out. And if you hadn't guessed, I was sorting out passports for the brats. And I kept on making mistakes. And I used to always pride myself on being a bit of a proofreader. The trick I always used when I was reviewing legal documents and any sort of like press releases or anything like that went out, it wasn't my job, but I used to just do it as a hobby for something to do when I was at work. I'd always start at the back. I'd start on the back page and read backwards. And as is human nature, what do people do when they're reading these producing these documents? They get lazy towards the end, and that's when they make their errors. So I used to get a kick out of pointing out their errors. Oh, look at this mobile police camera over here. I bet you they're using that to ping some of the electric e-bike riders as well. Very like, quick, get down on the intersection of Wilmot and George Street. There's a guy on his scooter and it looks too powerful. It looks faster than 24 kilometers an hour. Nina, Nina. Guy better watch out. Ah, the old Planet Hollywood is no more. It's just the Plaza Hotel and Star Bar. Well, maybe I was right. Maybe my mate was right. It is quite miserable, the weather now. I thought the sun was going to pop back out. It definitely will by this afternoon. The sun will come out by this afternoon. The western sun in Sydney is powerful. It'll come beaming down soon enough. Just dropped my microphone on the wet ground. Now it's wet. Good work, HW. I'm not going to walk that part of George Street at Town Hall anymore. It's becoming a bit of a no-go zone. And I don't mean in a dangerous way. I don't mean the boys in the hood are hanging out on the corner or on the steps of the town hall, but it's just a lot of unsavoury types, I think. Just make you uncomfortable. Not that it's their fault. Refer back to my earlier comments on the mining. That's a real tourist haunt, that coffee shop that I just went past. I'm going to have to getting tongue twisted there. I'm going to have to I can't say it. Punch myself in the face. Skedaddle is what I'm trying to say. I've got to skedaddle out of here in a minute. But first, let's have a look at the sandwiches and cupcakes on Pitt. That crispy pork belly baguette looks nice. Delicious. Had a really good banh mi the other day. They got out in the suburbs, had a new bakery, which I'm not going to name because I don't want you there. I want it all to myself. But yeah, had a really fresh pork belly sort of pork roll banh mi, and it was spot on. They're getting a bit more expensive, the Burmese. I used to get one in the city not that long ago for $3.50. And then it went to $5 and then went to $5.50. And that was in the Hunter Street connection. And then then obviously the Hunter Street connection is under redevelopment at the moment, as you know. The new Hunter Street Metro that'll eventually come there, and all the spaghetti junction that'll take you into different tunnels to get you into all parts of the city. But the nice one I had the other day is $11. So it's $11 now. So I've gone from $3.50 to $11, pretty much in the space of 5 or 6 years. Now, if that's not an indication of inflation, I don't know what is. We have a quick look in this new building over here, the 252. Let's have a look. Might try to head up the escalator and back if there's no security around. Oh look, they got a batch on the Johnny Horner there. Delicious. Look at that, that's a cute little batch coffee shop. That goes all right. Oh, batch. Good on you, batch. All right, let's head up to this lobby at 252. Leave the rainy space of Pitt Street and Park Street behind. Yeah, I've got a mate that's scouting for an office location at the moment, and he definitely came and had a look at this building. Shout out to GG if he watches this vid. Is this the building you came into, man? He said it had awesome views. I think he originally also was looking at that Salesforce Tower too. Still parts of this one unfinished, I think. Look over there. So we've got the services pipe sticking up through the concrete. Nice seating location over here. You see people having little hurried meetings there on those chairs, can't you? With coffee in hand. Yeah, here's all this unfinished bit here. Wonder what they're going to put there. Probably going to try to entice a restaurant in or a cafe or something. There he goes. There you go, look at that billboard there. They're whacking in another Grounds coffee shop, look. Coming soon, the Grounds. So they're probably just there, going to have a little setup there. So the Grounds, right next to Batch. And then just around the corner there's a bloody Starbucks. There's coffee shops everywhere. I remember there was someone that came up from Melbourne in videos past and they were complaining that they couldn't find a coffee shop. Laugh out loud. They didn't look too hard. There's dead set like 3 or 4 coffee shops on every corner and there's probably a dozen on every street. This is all construction here. Let's get out of here. Oh, good news. I thought I might have to cut this vid short But I've just received intelligence to tell me that I can cruise around a bit longer. So it'll give me an opportunity to get some shorts from my other channel, which is all about just taking random views of Sydney and the streets and the goings on. And that's Sydney ground up. The logo's Opera House, or the Opera House, I should say. If you want to check that out, it's on the bottom of my channel description. Have a goosey gander at this shop display. I had to stop and take a moment to check it out because it's quite interesting. There's rock climber here. There's a lot of construction still on that David Jones men's site, so I might head up to Elizabeth before I start making my way back. Where's that saxophone coming from? There it is, over at St James's Station. Let's get down Elizabeth. All the noisy buses making their way down Elizabeth Street to take people down to Circular Quay. Bus advertising that it's got bus driver jobs available. They're always looking for bus drivers. See, we could do with people like that. We could do with people to come into Australia and do those sort of jobs, because nobody here wants to do them. Well, not many anyway. But you know what the government does? Just keeps bringing in white collar workers. It's just crazy. And that, at the moment, they bring a whole influx of people from a certain country and region, and they don't want to do those jobs. They want to sit in an office and work on a computer. And I don't know whether anyone told them, but those sort of jobs are disappearing. If I was head of immigration for Australia, I'd be doing a much better job, I reckon. I'll be letting as many people as possible in from the Pacific or Oceania region to do all of the jobs they like to do, which is, you know, in construction and farming. And I'd bring in a lot more people from Asian regions like the Philippines, Vietnam, China. Definitely bringing more people from China. Love the Chinese, shout out. They come in and work hard. And yeah, it doesn't take long for the next generation, their offspring usually go into professions themselves, but they go into ones that we need. They become doctors, they become dentists. But at the moment, this government's got it wrong. What are we looking at on the battery? At 30-something%. I'll keep going. But I am going to have to take a little break and water the horses. So a few people in this new Starbucks over here. I was just watching a bunch of tourists wheeling their bags up to the Murray's bus on Market Street, and one of them was smoking, and definitely smelt like something a bit wacky. But hey, seeing I've got a little bit more time in the city this morning, I've decided that I'm going to go and check out JB Hi-Fi, because I'm going to take my NFL fandom to another level this year. I'm going to start getting into the NFL trading cards, I think. Dip my feet in the water for the first time. Apparently they have them on sale. I don't know whether it's online or in the shop, but we're going to head to the shop and see if they've got any. And if they do, I'll buy some. And hopefully we get a couple of Niners players, would be good. I assume that they're going to have all of the trading card and sort of like fandom stuff for all the different movies and everything in this. It turns out this particular store's been raided of all the NFL cards. They got some basketball ones, and they got some Pokemon ones, of course. And the girl was saying that because it's so close to the register, people just go past and pick them up as they see them. Alright, off to JB Westfield we go, up the colourful tunnel. The Westfield JB was a bust as well. They didn't have any, just all basketball cards. Damn it, have to buy it online. Oh, let's end the vid here at a beautiful spot on the corner of Castlereagh and King. Told you the sun had come out. The video is over. So, as promised, let me show you a bit of my birthday booty, some of my favourites. Got these Crocs, black ones, they're so comfortable. I'm really stoked with those. And the piece to wrist, I can't even say that, my favourite ones. Have a look at this, I got a new 49ers hat. This one's got a light blue. Awesome. I've got a San Francisco 49ers hat for every day of the week now. And then I also got this one as well. It's like some sort of 60th anniversary sort of version. So I've got all the different colours now, and have a look at this sucker. These are my new wheels that I'll be using on my jogs. I call these the Harry Potters. They're called Nimbus. So I call them the Nimbus 2000s. Have a look at the cushioning on it. See that? See how thick it is? And also at the front, so on your, with your strike at the front. It's dead set like running on pillows. I've already, I tried them out in the shop, but I'll give them a go on the run soon. And I got a whole stack of other stuff as well from people. So it's been a good haul this birthday for HW.